Hello and welcome to episode 26 of Seagulls Social. I'm your host Maz, and of course I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts Ryan and Ben. How are we doing, chaps? You all good?
Mate, can we just talk about the absolute shambles of trying to start this podcast episode? That was so bad. I wish you were recording that, because what a mess.
Yeah, I know that was a shocking start, to be honest. But I blame Toby, who is our lovely guest for the week. So Toby, welcome to the pod. How are you doing? You all good?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me on. Look forward to it.
No worries, mate. Our pleasure. So for everyone listening, just in case they don't know who you are, I mean, I'll be very shocked and surprised if they don't. But just in case they don't,
don't play me up like that.
They've got the face of Toby outside the Amex store.
We've bigged him up so much it can only go down.
Oh, look at the pressure.
Yeah, they got a statue of Toby outside the Amex. But no,
next
Toby,
to the Michael Jackson statue in Fulham.
But no, Toby, to people who don't know you, of course, on Instagram, and you are well known as 12th Man Tweets, the Instagram page, and you are a big Brighton fan as well. So just kick us off by saying, starting off by why, how you got into loving Brighton and your first memory maybe of Brighton Hove Albion.
I'll tell you why I love Brighton Hove Albion. Definitely isn't because of Brighton Hove Albion, that's for sure. Growing up at the Withdean, obviously, watching them in the rain, in the cold, all that. It wasn't the football that attracted me to them. I kind of got forced down that route properly. Right. So yeah, my family's all massive Brighton fans. My granddad, my uncle, dad, mum, all of that. And yeah, I was going to games from early with my mum and my brother, my dad. Everyone was going together. So yeah, kind of got forced down that route, but happily so, and happy I've definitely been on the journey that we've been on from the start, really.
So what, did you grow up in the Withdean era?
Yeah. So my first game would have been 2003. So I'm 23 years old now. So I would have been five years old, I think. And properly young. And that's what I mean. I don't know why, because Brighton back then wasn't a team that you choose. It's you get born into it, or you get forced down that route. Because listen, it would have been so much easier for me to support a big team, but as I said, like,
you can't turn down those £1 family stand tickets, can you?
Oh, never. Can't turn them down.
Was it J Block on it? J Block in the Withdean. Unbelievable scenes. And what was your favourite memory from the Withdean times? Was there like one moment that sticks in your mind? Yeah.
Oh.
Like a result or a player or anything?
I've two of them. Swindon game, the semi-final. Semi-final, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there that game, though. I was watching that on the telly from home, so I was young, and I was crying my eyes out because I was thinking big playoff day, playoff final. When it takes extra time, I was like, nah, we ain't doing it. We're Brighton, we're not getting through. And then obviously what happened. So either that one or I'm going to say City, when we beat City in the Cup with the pitch invasion and all that. That was mad.
Yeah, that was sick. I was at that game. That was unbelievable. When was it Joe Robinho? Who else played for him?
Probably Stephen Ireland, probably.
Yeah, Stephen Ireland.
What a player.
Mate, they had some absolute ballers, mate. That's unbelievable scenes. But no, sick. And are you from Brighton yourself, or are you from like surrounding areas?
Yeah, surrounding areas are about 20 minutes away from the Amex. So more Lewis area for me. But yeah, just outside.
Yeah.
So
you're a bit like Ryan. You claim you're from Brighton, but
that's me.
Mate, I'm not even claiming I'm from Brighton. I'm miles away. I'm in the middle of nowhere, tiny little village.
He lives in a treehouse.
30 minutes away.
Yeah.
My centre-box Wi-Fi is what Ben called it.
Oh yeah, centre-box Wi-Fi. Yeah.
No, but do you know what it was? Yeah, back at uni, I remember there was this girl who. I went to uni in Plymouth, yeah, and there was this girl who goes to me. She goes, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, Brighton." She goes, "No way, same." I was like, "Oh yeah, like whereabouts? Like Whitehawk, like Hove, whatever it might be." She's like, "No, I'm from Lewis." I was like, "So you're not from Brighton then?" She was like, "No."
Yeah, that was me as well. I'm one of them ones.
I was like, "Well, no, Lewis is not Brighton. You can't be claiming that one. Don't be giving me the." Yeah, but she's like,
I'll be very honest. If I was from Lewis or something like that, I'd probably still, if I was out and about, I'd probably say, yeah, I'm from Brighton.
Yeah, because it's easier, isn't it? Yeah. Because people are like, what's Lewis?
Oh, isn't that where the prison is?
Where I am. Trying to explain why I am. Mate, it's impossible. Like, I cannot tell you that where I live is well known to anyone outside of where I live. It's a tiny village, and it's in between Worthing and Horsham. Storrington. Like, you're literally not
Oh
going to
yeah, Storrington.
even...
Yeah.
You know Storrington? Wow, then I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, well, no, obviously,
The amount of conversations I've had trying to explain it is ridiculous.
No, but no, if you're from Brighton, obviously you know innit. But I mean, yeah, if you ask anyone from like London or above, basically outside of Sussex, they probably wouldn't have Danny LaRue what's going on. So no, that's but no, amazing, Toby. Well, look, a pleasure having you on. And yeah, we're going to get into your meme page a bit later on, but we're going to kick off with the Brighton Burnley game just because it was such a good game. We want to just cover it off.
Absolute thriller. Absolute thriller, that one.
It was a thriller in Manila. Burnley, a happy place, Turf Moor. So yeah, we'll kick off. It was a good start from the boys from Brighton. It was a solid first half. I mean, can't have any complaints. And of course, we did get the goal. So Ryan, kick us off. What was your initial thoughts on the first half? Just to start off with.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game of little quality really from us in particular, but we got a point, so we can't really be too disappointed with it. Yeah, first half, I think we deserved to be 1-0 up, if I'm remembering correctly, because to be honest, it feels like a distant memory, this game, for some reason. Like, for some reason, this feels like it happened like 2 weeks ago. But Dunk scored a nice header.
I remember the Liverpool game more than I do the Burnley game.
Yeah, same. For some reason, I just don't remember this game that much. Yeah, exactly. But the way I'm seeing it is, yes, okay, it wasn't very pretty, but it's a point away at Burnley at Turf Moor. It's never easy to go to Turf Moor in the first place. Look, we've just beaten Liverpool and Tottenham and got a draw with Burnley. That's 7 points out of those 3 games. I mean, we couldn't have imagined that. Those three games in a week is, and Klopp's complaining about all of the fixture congestion and injury rubbish, and it's just like, mate, we've had 4 or 5.
And Alisson having cold feet as well.
Yeah,
Alisson having cold
what was even he doing that? Oh god, that was so funny. Oh, the amount of voice notes I sent to my Liverpool fan mate. Oh, it's just so funny. But yeah, no, we can't complain, can we?
No, exactly. We had an unbelievable couple of games, sort of 3 games. Like you said, to get 7 points out of 9, I would not have thought it after playing those 3 games. But Toby, any other sort of thoughts on the game as a whole?
As a whole, I think it is a difficult one, isn't it? It's always a difficult place to go, not a nice place to go, definitely. And I think, as Ryan said, 7 points from them 3 games, you're going to bite your hand off at them. So I don't think we can complain too much. Obviously, it was a very backs against the wall performance, and we probably done well to come away with a point. But I think it's a well-earned point. We've done well, defended well. So I don't think we can be too disheartened by that.
That's actually what I was going to say. Our defence has just improved so much better. We've seemed to have got really nailed that on, because that was one of our biggest problems. We were leaking some goals, but considering the personnel we've got in defence, we shouldn't have been conceding as many goals as we were. But it feels like, that White Dunk Webster partnership, and hopefully Webster does get better soon. But yeah, that partnership's really seeming to pay off now. So it's a positive sign.
Do you think that they've gained more confidence now that Sanchez is behind them, because he's had another brilliant game the other day?
Definitely,
100%,
definitely,
100%. Yeah, we were literally chatting about this the other day, actually, because we were saying, I think for me personally, from that Fulham game onwards, when we drew 0-0, for me, just the way he was coming out, claiming balls, the confidence he was giving them, and we referred to it last week, didn't we, about how like Joe Gomez, there was like a clip online where Joe Gomez was basically ranting at Adrian because he was so bad, and like you could just tell the sort of the connection wasn't there. So yeah, definitely for me, just the confidence that Sanchez gives us, and I questioned him. I don't know if you saw sort of one of the podcasts, but I questioned saying, is he a long-term replacement? And that was about about a month ago, wasn't it, boys? I wasn't too sure about him, but mate, the last 3 or 4 games for me, he's had such a big impact, not only like in goal as a goalkeeper, but like you said, on the defence and the team as a whole. I feel like we're just so much more confident in the spine of the team as well, because
his only criticism I'd probably give him is, and to be fair, this comes from my dad, and he said his parrying's a bit sus sometimes. He can parry it into dodgy positions, but like that goal, probably should have parried it further. I think he's done it a couple of times as well, but look, he's only 23. He's got a long way to go. So Ben Roberts is one of the best footballing goalkeeping coaches out there, so he'll sort that out, and I think he's going to be a good goalkeeper. He's got a long way. Bear in mind, the last 2 clubs he's played for is Rochdale and Forest Green, so he's never actually played at this top level.
Mate, that's elite football, Ryan, mate.
That's elite real football. Real football.
That's real football.
Yeah, true. But no, credit to him. He's done really well.
If it wasn't for Sanchez, I reckon we could have lost like 2-1 or 3-1, because there were some decent chances that he stopped.
Yeah.
And honestly, I reckon we played. In my opinion, we didn't play great. We played pretty poorly, especially in the second half. And to come away with a result, even though we played poorly, I see that as improvement. I don't know if I'm just being completely biased, but I see that as so much more improvement.
100%.
If we had played poorly against Burnley last year or the year before, we would have lost, like hands down.
We would have lost.
So playing poorly and yet still getting a draw away. And let's not forget, we've been in some decent form, but they had just beaten Villa, and then they also beat Liverpool, like, similar to us. So they've had some decent results. So yeah, I think to get a draw away from home.
What you're saying there with the amount of times that we've played well this season and come away with nothing, you don't mind playing poorly every now and then if you're going to come away with something. So I don't think we can be.
That's what we need to learn to do, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's been like one of our big problems, isn't it? Like, we've played so well in majority of games, but we've not known how to either get a goal or just grind one out. But then in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've seen that in a lot of examples, like just grinding out results, keeping a lead, and like Liverpool was a prime example of that. We got our goal, and we didn't just sit back and defend. We actually went for it again, and we obviously got the 3 points as well. So for me, but just going back to the Sanchez thing, just quickly before I forget, he does have a couple of shaky moments. Like, I remember, was it against Liverpool when he ran out and nearly sort of messed up the clearance? And then was it Burnley as well? Obviously with a parry where he could have parried it a bit fair. But no, definitely.
That was so unfortunate. It literally went straight to that. Like,
I was like,
Goodnson or whatever his name is. It went straight to his feet.
Goodmanson. That's the one. That's it. So for me, it's just a couple of little things which, again, it can be improved on. And like Ryan, you said, we got the coaching staff to do it. So I don't have any issues with him.
Mate, Ben Roberts made David Stockdale the best goalkeeper in the Championship. So he can do anything. Anything's possible. and
now look at Stockdale the mug. Look at him now.
Hey. Grabbing the
I remember when he left us. I was like,
I know, I was butthurt when I realised we weren't taking him to the Prem and he was joining Birmingham, wherever. I was like, oh my God, we're going to be fucked. But little did I know, that was the best decision ever.
It was a blessing in disguise for that. Have that, you mug. Right. So, and then going on then, so second half was a completely different story. It sort of went back to reminding me like about 2 months ago where we had that patch where first half we were really good, and then second half we were shocking, and it happened again. And let's be real, Burnley I think in that second half, they deserved to score at least 2 or 3. They had some big chances. And we just poor in general, weren't we? I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the gaffer said, or if it was the gaffer or just the players. They sort of lost that. And it's been a grueling couple of games, isn't it? You've got to admit, we've had a tough run of games. So do you think it went down to fatigue? Yeah, I was just about to say, do you think it's the fatigue one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you think that, as I say, they just come out of 2 tough games in Liverpool and Tottenham, and they're human beings at the end of the day. As much as we'd love to think we can just chuck a fitness card on them and FIFA and they'll be all right, but in real life it doesn't quite work that way. They are human beings. They've played against 2 of the elite. One away at Liverpool, and also you've got to take into account the travel between the 2 teams. So yeah, I don't blame him for taking a point there. I think Graham would have been happy with that. And I think, to be fair, actually what I was going to say is Lallana coming on in that second half really cemented us in midfield. I felt it was a bit of experience that we probably needed, because I think Burnley were getting a bit threatening, and they were even doing some one-touch passing. I remember a move they had there on the edge of the box. They really worked through, and they nearly really cut us open.
They were playing our football. We looked like the Burnley team because we were sat back defending. I thought they were us. Like, with that Spider-Man meme, like when them pouring at each other, that would have been the perfect.
Proper Brexit football, innit? Love it.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, and I've got a question for you, Toby. So obviously we talk about fatigue and people sort of maybe burnout. That everyone calls Bielsa burnout and all that sort of stuff. But we've had Solly March get injured. We've now had Webster get injured as well. Do you fear maybe like if injuries start creeping in, we could lose that sort of momentum that we've had, or do you think we're handling? Do you think the squad rotation is good from Potter, or what's your view on that?
I don't know. You look at our squad, and I still don't know if. We've got a good squad, but I still don't know if the depth is truly there. So I'm thinking we've obviously got a couple of injuries at the moment anyway, and I think I don't know. I think we've got good replacements, but I still don't trust people like Burn long term. And I think with like Lamptey and all them lot out, I do think that a couple more injuries and we won't be in trouble. I think we'll be fine this season. I think we'll be safe, but it could get to a point where if we've got a number of injuries at the one time, then it could get a little bit tetchy come the end of the season. And I know March is a massive month for us, and we've got a couple of winnable games in March. So I think this is the important month for us, try and get it solidified, keep us up in this month, hopefully. But long term, I don't know about the squad depth still.
So squad depth in midfield is decent, and in attacking is decent, but in defence, like centre backs, like you said, like once Dan Burn's gone, who have we got else to play centre back? We can't recall.
Matt Clark.
Well, if you think even we've actually got a lot of Webster.
We got a lot of players, but just not at the club right now.
Yeah, not at the club right now. So we might be a bit shafted if they do get injured again.
Yeah.
And like fullback as well.
Are those players that you would be happy to come in and replace? The likes of Matt Clark, would you be happy to bring him in and chuck him in the deep end straight away?
I think Matt Clark, Ostergaard...
next season. Matt Clark's going to be good. I have a good feeling about him. And same with Ostergaard. I mean, he's performing as one of the best centre-backs in the Championship at Coventry. So if he can do that at that level... I mean, look at Ben White at Leeds. He was in a Leeds team, whereas Ostergaard's in a Coventry side and Matt Clark's on a Derby side. So I do think they've got the potential to definitely do it. I think Matt Clark will be next season. I think Ostergaard will be another year. But then who do they replace
though, Ryan? Who do they replace though?
I think
let's out those three now.
Dan Burn.
Yeah, I think Clark's the left-sided. I think that'll be the thing for Clark because we need that naturally left-sided centre half. Although I love Webster, I'm not saying I want to replace Webster, but I do think he'll be the one to push Webster to be that starting left centre back because that's been the biggest
on the bench. I
problem.
can't see him jumping in the starting.
No, I can't see him starting.
Those three were going to be there for a while. But Matt Clark will definitely be pushing, hopefully.
Yeah. And Toby, just quickly go back to you talked about Dan Burn. I'm very I've made my views very clear on Dan Burn. I think he's decent cover for centre half, but I just he should not be anywhere near that left wing back position. What's been your views on Dan Burn this season?
Oh, it's a weird one, isn't it?
It's a sticky one still.
You should not be 6'7". You should not be 6'7" playing left back in the Prem, a left wing back. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, come on. This is what I'm saying.
I think at the beginning he was a bit lucky in the sense that if he was being beaten, his legs were long enough to get him back in, like make him look good. So it was a bit like he'd lose the ball, but his legs were long enough to get him back in play. I'm sure there's more to it than long legs. He's got a bit of skill about him as well. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's been a bit exposed this year, and I don't know. I just don't really trust him long term.
Yeah.
No one 6'7" should be having that touch map against Liverpool. Like that's probably must be like the tallest person to ever have a touch map like that against a top side.
That's mad. How did he get up and down that much? I mean, he's just
tallest person to have a touch map.
I think Karbovnik will be the one though. I think he'll be the one that sort of takes that. Apparently, he's going to be on the bench against Leicester. Is it on Wednesday? We've got him.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yeah, I think him and Moda are going to be on the bench. So I reckon we'll probably get to see a bit of them. I'd like to hope so anyway, because I've seen that Leicester are going to be putting like a more reserved team out. Apparently, they're going to be putting a lot of their youngsters.
I'd expect us to as well.
I think so. After the week we've just had, but you know, if they're putting out their youngsters, it could be there for the taking. Because I'd fancy our youngsters to beat quite a lot of the teams in there. Because we've got some very, very good talent in there that doesn't start every week. That could be flourishing in the cup games.
And they might be concentrating on the Prem a bit much, and they might think, let's just. I don't know. I might be chanting absolute shit by saying that because they might be thinking we're good enough to win the FA Cup. But I don't know if they're putting out like their second string team.
When we talk about squad depth, like Toby made a good point. If you let's just say you compare them to Leicester, their squad depth's like 20 times better than ours. Well, not 20 times, a bit harsh, but they have got very good reserves in terms of like bringing people in. Whereas I feel like, let's say in comparison to us, I think sort of Toby makes a good point. It's like, do we really have that squad there to play a second 11 and give them a good game? I know we played, what was it?
I think we do.
In the cup we've already played.
Arsenal.
But what? Oh yeah, of course.
We played Arsenal with a largely second team, and that was in the Prem, and we pushed them only for a 1-0. I mean, that wasn't anything to be too disheartened about. I'd argue, I don't really know much of the Leicester second team, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know a few of their subs like Dennis Pratt.
They don't have much. I'd probably fancy us more than them if it was the second team. But I mean, I don't know how they'll perform, but based on personnel and what they've done, I'd probably fancy us a bit more over them. But we'll see. I don't know what Graham's going to do because you know what he's like. He'll probably field some randomised team that I can't even imagine yet. So I don't know what he's going to do yet. But no, I'd probably fancy it. I mean, Leicester. I know a Leicester fan quite well. And he said that they're not taking the cup seriously, and that was before they even won their last game against Brentford. And he said that he was surprised that they went for that because apparently it was quite clear they didn't want it because they want a challenge for that title because it looks like Liverpool are out of it now. And Leicester are probably one of your next bests. Them, City and United are up there. So, they might be focusing on that, trying to go for that Champions League because they bottled it last year, didn't they? So, you never know. Could go for it and get a win there.
I'm looking at their team here, right? So, looking at defenders, that's kind of their second string players. Wes Morgan, Christian Fuchs, Danny Amati, they might be featuring.
All right, put some respect. Put some respect on Captain Morgan's
Captain Morgan, Jesus. And then Hamza Chowdhury, he's pretty decent to be fair.
He's all right.
Dennis Pratt, Mark Albrighton, they're players we might be seeing. Who else we got up front? Perez.
He said they're youngsters.
That's what I'm saying. They have some youngsters.
Yeah.
I'm with Ryan. I think their second string team isn't as probably on par with ours maybe.
Do you think though that's because we know our players? So we have Leicester will know their youngsters and they'll be bigging up their youngsters in the same way that we do for ours.
True. No, very good point. I mean, I wouldn't be able to name you any of their sort of up and coming youngsters or whatever they might be having, and I'm sure they got loads of talent in their book. So yeah, I think Toby makes a very good point with that. But it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it because, mate, if we win that, you never know, boys. We could be. This is it. This could be the year, boys. We finally do it. We finally get some silverware in the cabinet because it's getting dusty, boys. It's getting as bad as Tottenham's, and that's pretty bad. But they've even won something.
Mate, we've never won. We've never won a major trophy before. We're one of the only four clubs in the country.
We can't even chat to Tottenham and them, man. We can't even chat to.
Did you not go to the parade when we got promoted?
They're overrated.
Were they not holding a trophy in the Brighton parade when we came second?
Yeah, they were.
That's a trophy in my eyes, mate. That's a major trophy in my eyes.
Major trophy, second in the championship.
I still don't understand why they give second place. I still don't understand why they give second place.
To this day, that was a shambles that we didn't win the league that season, mate. What a shambles.
That was Stockdale. Going back to Stockdale.
Wasn't that when Mo Diame scored that awful goal at the Amex when Newcastle?
Mate, the one that cost us was the Grealish one. The one at Villa Park. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And it went through Stockdale's legs because he tried to knee it out of the goal for some stupid...
Oh,
what was he doing?
Was that the one Norwich away as well? Come off the post and hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah,
is it that season?
In the back. Yeah.
What a joke. Joke season.
What a shambles.
Stockdale had his worst 3 games in 3 games that we had to win the league. And all we needed was 3 points out of them 3 games.
To be fair, I think everyone had their worst games though, didn't they? They're all still absolutely hammered.
Absolutely bad.
Shane Duffy was doing tequilas before the match.
Yes, Duffy.
That is so Brighton, isn't it?
Yeah, we had some.
That's so Brighton, isn't it? We just needed 3 points from 3 games, and we couldn't even do that.
Last 3 games,
such a good
Norwich. We had Norwich, Bristol City, and Newcastle. I remember it. 4 games. We had Norwich, Bristol City, Villa. No, 3 games. Yeah.
Oh, no.
He remembers it so well.
We had those 3 games to get 3 points. I remember it, mate. I covered Talk Seagulls all the time. I was putting the content out. I remember it all. Oh, it's just frustrating, mate. I remember I didn't go to Villa Park, which was the last game, because I went to the previous 2 and I'd missed Villa Park, and I was sitting because I just got a new job in a garden centre, so I was 16, and I was sitting on my lunch break, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, right, I 1-0 up. I'm just refreshing my phone because there's no such thing as streams in 2017, so I was refreshing my phone. And then I just saw Grealish 89 pop up. I was just like, oh my God. And because no one in there's a football fan, they didn't understand my pain. So they thought I was overreacting. And they were like, Ryan, you've been there too long. You need to just go. And I was like, you don't understand. I was like, we've just bottled the title that I've been waiting for. But you don't understand. They just didn't get it. They just didn't get it at all.
Ryan, they didn't pop you with a question of it's only a game, did they? Because if they said that, that's when
they did.
That's when you lose your head. No, that's
when you being dashed all over the place.
Yeah.
Mate, I was new in the job. I couldn't do anything. I was just accepting the banter, but I was just like, oh God, this is... Yeah, I was in an annoyed mood.
That's the worst. Yeah, was it when we lost against who was it? It was earlier in the season. I was with my missus, and I was watching a game, and we lost, and I was fuming. And she goes, "Oh, it's only a game." And I literally just looked at her and went, "Don't ever say that again," because it's more than a game to some of us. I mean, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Yeah. No, but do you know what I mean? For me, I think we mentioned it before on the pod. It's like football is a game. At the end of the day, if you lose, okay, you get a bit annoyed, but there's more to it. When people start going death threats and all that malarkey, it's just come on.
Mark Dean.
Come on. It's football. It's a game. There's so much more to life than football. But obviously, we get angry, we get a bit annoyed, and hence why we show a bit of passion.
We just lost the title, and I was very close to smashing the shop up. To be fair. Could have done it.
Should have done it, mate. Who cares? Right, and then final thing, just on the Burnley game, just the final thing. I just want to talk about, of course, the injury to Webster. Obviously, that could potentially be a big one if that is long term. We don't know. Anyone know if it's long term, or do we know the progress of the injury at all?
Yeah, I think Adam Webster is going to be out but I think he's not as bad as they feared. So apparently he's going to be out for the Leicester one, but should be back for Villa. But he's a doubtful, I think. So it's only a couple more games, so it's not too bad. I was fearing when he went off because he looked pretty hurt, didn't he, with his ankle? And I was thinking, oh God, please don't be out long. But yeah, I think it's only a couple of games, so we should be all right. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed. Because for me, I think he's become so integral to that back three now. Just I think his stats speak for itself. I mean, he's like first in so many stats, which I don't know about him, which shows my research. But no, for me, he's
ball carrying is the main one. Yeah,
he's got to be up there for aerial balls as well, surely. Because he seems to win everything in the air, doesn't he?
I think Dan Burn's first, and then I think that Webster's second.
No, Dan Burn ain't fit.
It's a myth.
He's such a
I was waiting for the nibbles. I got a few there. I was loving it.
Should we just cut out Maz for this? Just pretend he doesn't exist. Anyway, I'm going to be the host for the next podcast. No, I'm joking.
For me, he will be a big loss. Fingers crossed, it's nothing too serious. But we'll wait and see, and I'm sure we can get him back as soon as possible. So all should be all good.
As long as we got Donkey scoring from the corners, as Webster hasn't been doing that recently, then that's fine with me. He just needs to continue scoring.
We don't need anyone else. All we got to have Donkey on his own at the back.
Just Donkey playing in every
position. That's a stat, actually. I just saw that. I didn't just see, but I saw the other day that Lewis Dunk is our top scorer since Christmas Day. I think he's got 3 goals, which goes to show a lot of our problems. He's our top scorer since Christmas Day. He's got 3. Just Mope, please. If you're watching this, Neil, please just score more goals. No, I'm joking. But Conley as well. Please, mate. Seriously, fix up.
Yeah,
we need some more.
Don't miss 2-yard sitters, please, mate. That's decent. So just to wrap up the Burnley game, then, let's be fair, it wasn't the most exciting spectacle in the world, and we walked away quite lucky in the end with a point. But after the run of games we've had, we're still unbeaten. What's that now? 6 games in all comps, I think we're unbeaten.
Yeah, 6 in all comps, 5 in the Prem.
6 in all comps. 5 in the Prem. I mean, we can't complain. We've got 7 points out the last possible 9. So, listen, decent. We'll take it. Positivity. Ryan, we're going to keep the positivity train going. And we've touched on it. We've touched on it already. But let's look forward to the Leicester game. First of all, Toby, let's start with you. How do you see this game panning out? I know it's an FA Cup game, so it's going to be different. There's no points on the line, but it's to progress to the next round. So, how do you see Brighton going for it, especially Potter?
Good
3 points for the lads.
Karen Kearney.
Absolute class.
We're going to walk it.
This is what I like. He's been watching me too closely. He knows the positivity. He's coming with the right mindset. Going to smash Leicester up with Toby.
Easy, 2-0. A light 2-0, midweek 2-0. Come back. Easy. No problem.
Light work. Love it. How do you think Potter's going to set up? Do you think he's going to go strongest team? Do you reckon he's going to rotate?
Nah, he'll rotate this week, I imagine. I wouldn't see the point in going out and trying to do them. No, we're going to try and do them, but not trying to do them with the strongest team possible. I think it's been a heavy period of games, and I think you look at people like Mope and that, and it's just like form's one thing, but I think the form's coming from the amount that he's playing, and because the games are rolling over so quickly, and he's not scoring from one to the next. Then I think just let them have a little rest, come back at the weekend, and then get back to it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, all right. Well, I love that, Toby. That is positivity at its maximum. I'm rating that. I love that. And Ryan, I don't need to ask you really because we know what you're going to say. We're going to steamroll him 7-0. 7-0, Ryan?
Yeah, 7, 8, maybe 9. Try and beat the record. Go for a 10. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not going to be a deluded Leeds fan. Look, I do think we could have a good chance though, because if it is true that they're going to be playing a reserved side, I'd like to hope we can go for it, because it does seem like Potter wants the FA Cup this year. I mean, we put out a full team against Newport, pretty much. Full team out against, who did we play last?
Blackpool.
Play someone else. Blackpool. So
Blackpool.
Yeah, I think we could go for it, and it's there for the taking. I don't think, as Toby said, I don't think we'll put a full team out by any stretch. But even our youth could do a decent job. It's a shame we don't have Malumbi in that anymore. But I'm just trying to think who would even play. Who would play?
I want to see Cadra, I want to see Cadra play.
Yeah, Cadra.
Yeah, he looks naughty, mate. He looks naughty in the under-23s.
I reckon Danny Welbeck will start. I think he came back a bit, didn't he? Played like 20 minutes or so against Burnley. I think he'll probably start if Mope's given a rest. him against Wes Morgan, that's going to be a battle, isn't it? Come on. if you don't know, that's the only reason I'm watching that match. Yeah, the battle of the ages. Two titans of the Premier League come together.
That guy, that's unreal. And then what's? I know again, it's going to be hard to predict because obviously they might play their second string team. But who do we see being the biggest threat to Brighton from Leicester's end?
I mean, if they're playing
Madders,
it's
got to be Madders, isn't it?
Madison or
Big
Vardy.
Tielemans. Yeah. I love Tielemans.
Is Vardy still injured? Is Vardy still injured, by the way?
No, he's back now. He played in the last game. He came on, didn't he?
Did he?
Okay. Yeah.
Who have Leicester got at the weekend?
To win it.
That's a very good question.
Great research.
Stumped us all here.
It's a race if he's going to get it first.
I've thrown you all.
It's what we're known for.
We're in disarray. Seagulls Social is in disarray.
Got Liverpool at home. I won. They got Liverpool at home.
We're falling apart.
Yeah, they'll be
that's
resting.
A big game for them. Yeah, they'll be resting. Definitely.
Yeah, they'll be resting.
That is a very big
definitely.
game. I love that.
So we're going to be having.
We're going to steamroll them. It's going to happen.
Oh, you see, Matty James has gone out on loan to Coventry. He used to be at Leicester. You know the geezer who's like been there for like 12 years, never played a game.
Oh yeah.
He's gone to Coventry now. He's a Coventry.
Oh really?
So I was.
He's playing with Ostergaard.
Yeah.
Ostergaard and Gyökeres
the link up.
as well.
The link up. Oh yeah, Gyökeres is there in as well, isn't he?
Ostergaard's Haaland's best mate, I swear. So just get him to sign papers, and then we can be top of the league by Christmas. Christmas? What? Christmas is been. My brain.
We're going for a title charge.
Go for a
Can't believe it.
Second half of the season, we're going title charge.
Right, so basically, boys, we're going to win. We're going to win the FA Cup. That's sorted. So that's all done. So now, Toby, we can talk a bit more about you, mate. Spotlights on you. So yeah, let's just get into it. So it's your big moment, mate. This is your big moment to shine. No, I'm joking. So yeah, you run 12-man tweets, and you've got a very, very big following. Like you've been smashing it recently. You're on 191,000 followers. Soon to be 200,000. Like, how long have you been running it for? First of all.
Mate, I've
bloody hell, just over 2 years, I think now. So yeah,
2 years.
August 2018, I think I started it.
That's mad.
Really?
What was your reasons for starting it? Like, what made you want to start a football meme page?
It wasn't really about starting a meme page.
I just thought I was really, really, really funny. So
yeah, I'm just one of the funniest blokes around. So I thought I may as well share it with the
funniest bloke in Lewis. That means a lot.
Yeah, fuck me. That's not hard. He's probably the only guy in Lewis. Sorry, Toby. Go on.
Listen, I was at uni at the time, and I didn't really know where I was heading with it. So I was obviously going to lectures and that, or every now and then I was going to lectures. But I was looking at it. I was in my final year, and I didn't really know what I wanted from uni and what I was going to use it for. So I got mates that run pages, and I thought, like, if they can do it, why can't I? And like, obviously, football's my big thing. I know what football is. I know what football is. I know what's funny in football. I know what to look for and what can do well. And I thought if it's going to grow well enough, then hopefully I can get a job from it and get into that industry somehow.
Toby, amazing. I remember when you started and you sent me that DM on Talk Seagulls.
Yeah.
And I remember he sent me a big DM, and it was just basically saying, "Hello, mate. Started a new thing. Can I have a shout out?" And I'm pretty sure I didn't give him a shout out.
Do not play me like that, because I did not ask for a shout out. I said
whatever it was. What did you say exactly? Can you remember?
I said.
What did you say exactly?
I said hello.
Please.
I love you, Ryan. I love Talk Seagulls. I'm the biggest.
No, I'm not saying like that. I actually don't.
Toby, that's just another lie that you caught Ryan on. Don't worry, mate. He's
I think I said something like that. I'll just get a bit of advice, whatever. I hope you enjoy the page, and
Yeah,
that was it. Advice, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The story's changed now. Joking.
Basically, I think the point I was going to make was I didn't give him a shout out or like too much help, to be honest. And I feel kind of bad about it because in hindsight, I look back, mate.
And now look at him. Yeah, now look at him, mate. He's fucking got nearly 200k.
Exactly.
Could have been like
the turntables.
Yeah, the turntables. That's karma. That's karma at its finest. But no,
that's what I was trying to get at. Not me trying to be bigger than him. That's what I was trying to say. It's karma on my part. It's put egg on my face.
No, it's testament to obviously what you've done in 2 years is phenomenal. And obviously, I work in the same space. I work for Odds Bible, so I know like how
Do
much.
You work for Odds Bible?
Yeah, I mentioned it. I don't think. Yeah, I mentioned. Do you know I work for Lad Bible, and I know Grant Hall and Conor Maynard. If you didn't know. Anyway, no, but I know how hard it is. So testament to you to do that in 2 years. So how with regards to that, how have you found, like, in terms of the competition? Because obviously there's a lot of pages do what you do. What is it that sort of makes you different to any other page out there? What do you do to stand out?
In truth, I think the work that I put into it, I don't know if many people are putting out as much as I'm putting out, and like the consistency, like the quality of the posts that I'm putting out as consistently. And I think, I started from like day one. I was just like, I'm going to try and make it as professional as I can, like make it look good, and hopefully that's going to take me somewhere. And I don't know if there's any people or many people that are happy to put in the work. Because listen, it's an easy job. It's not the most difficult job for me. Like, there's a lot more difficult jobs, but I think the time and like the hours that I'm putting into it is definitely paying off, and I don't think many people are willing to put that time in.
When you say work and effort, like what are you doing? Like, what is it that you're doing with regards to the post? Is it like the actual post itself, or just elaborate on what you mean by that?
So when I say work, I mean like obviously like, it sounds like well easy. So like unless you're in it, you don't really. Do you know what's interesting? What's like a day in the life of? Like, that'd be quite interesting. I think for people listening, what like on your average day? Let's say it's a big. Let's say Saturday, big day of fixtures. What do you start? Let's say 9 a.m. Like, talk us through your day. So I've got a full-time job now on the side of it. So a lot of that's like 7 days a week. So I'll wake up, and if I've got a text from my boss, then it'll be get to work on that, do that for a couple of hours, and then as soon as the games start, it's looking for like the pre-match build-up. Like if it's a big game, there's loads flying about on Twitter, so it's scrolling, and I know who to look for and what pages to look for now. I've been doing it for enough time to like kind of know where to look. So it's getting the pre-match stuff, and when the game's on, this is the difficult thing with me now, is because I love my football, but because it's now kind of work, I'm watching the football, but I can't enjoy it as maybe I once did, because if something's happening, I'm thinking, right, I need to get on Twitter and try and get some reaction
content.
to that. So
just content.
Content. So and I usually do pre-match, half-time, full-time for every game that's on, and obviously at the moment, the amount of games that's on, it's mad. So
yeah.
Even doing the pod is mad. It's just constant pod. Yeah. That's why, if we got relegated, I was like, "There's no way we could do the pod of Championship." Like doing Saturday, Tuesday so consistently.
Fridays as well.
Mad.
The Friday night games and the Tuesday night games and the Saturday games. We normally play 3 times a week, every week.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, obviously, with the go on, Maz.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, obviously, it's quite interesting to see sort of, the amount of effort, because people just think, it's a meme page, how much work can it actually be? And it's like, well, actually, it's only as much as you put into it, do you know what I mean? So that's on that. And then just, if you don't mind, you don't have to tell us or anything, but what is it, you said you got a sort of full-time job out of it. Who are you working with at the moment?
Yes, I work for Billy Wingrove now full time, so it's helping him with social media support and then production support. So the days that he's filming, I'll be there just in the background helping with little bits and bobs. That come through the page. So he followed me, I think it was December 2019, I think now. So he followed me then, and then it was just talking on and off for a while, and it just led to it as maybe October time we eventually met up, and then the next day he said, like, do you want to start Monday? So get me involved. And then so a lot of opportunities are starting to come from the page as well. I'm self-employed, so that's just a client I can work for, and then I can still bring in little bits and bobs on the side. So it's going well, and it's definitely starting to pay off, so I'm pleased with that.
No, fair play, mate. Billy Wingrove, mate, that's unbelievable. Unfortunately, it's not Swazza Lynch. You got anything to do with Big Swaz?
Batman.
No comment.
Toby's going to be replacing Jez. It's going to be Toby or Billy Wingrove for the F2.
Oh, Toby will be like, Jez, put it on the crossbar, son.
Toby, please replace him with you, please, because that guy is just so annoying. Just become the new Batman.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble.
Have you got an Audi R8 with the special number plate like Jez?
Unbelievable.
Wait, Jez is an Audi R8? You wouldn't know that.
Yeah. All joking aside, have you met Jeremy? Like, obviously we don't want you to comment on like what he's like, but have you ever met him before?
No, I haven't, not yet.
No,
I've only been with Bill for a couple months, so yeah.
Nice. No, that's bad, man. That's bad. Yeah, again, like to get that from a meme page is big move. So, but a second, and then final question on the page. What's your end goal with it? Like, where do you want to take it? What do you want to do? Like, what's your route in your career wise?
I've said from the start, if people have been following me from the start, I've kind of achieved what my original end goal was. I set the page up to kind of get a job from it, so I've managed to do that, and now it's just a case of just see where it can go with it, try and grow it as big as I can. I've had offers here and there for the page, so maybe that when it comes to that point, then that might be something I consider. But at the moment, no, just carry on with how it's going, try and take it as big as I can take it, and then see what opportunities come from it.
No, I rate that.
So have you been doing it solo for the whole time? You've never had like someone helping you?
Yeah, no, it's just been doing it by myself. So all the graphics and that, I learned Photoshop through it and picked up a lot of different skills from doing it that have helped me get to the job I've got now. And I think whilst I can do it by myself, then I will probably keep doing it by myself. But when it gets to a point where maybe it's getting a little bit too much, or I've got other bits and bobs going on, then I'll definitely look at getting one of my mates involved or getting someone I know to take over a little bit.
Has there ever been times where you have been really tempted to bring someone on? Or have you always been pretty comfortable?
Ben, are you trying to get a job here, mate?
Not
What's
at the
going
moment.
on here?
Ben's looking for a new one.
Sounds like a hammy idea, doesn't it? We'll have a chat afterwards, shall we, Toby?
Sorry, Toby.
No, not at the moment. There hasn't been. At the moment, I can manage, and I'm comfortable doing so. So at the moment, there haven't got to that point, but. Yeah, who knows? Maybe at one stage I will.
Sorry, Ben, it's a
We can make the F3, can't we? It'll be me, Toby and Billy Wingrove.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
The F3 is coming now.
Pulling up in matching Audi R8s, the F3, here we go.
Ben will be turning up in his Clio. He'll be in his Clio, and then fucking Swazza will be coming in his R8.
Batman and Robin. Oh my god. No, I was going to say, to be fair, Toby, that's class, because I know how you feel with the whole thinking, do you branch out to get someone else? I mean, I know what you mean with Talk Seagulls. Done it all my life on my own, and I think literally the last 2 weeks I've had to ask someone to post for me, because it's just like trying to keep up with 3 or 4 pages. It's just like eventually you do give, but I'd recommend just never give up if you can, mate, because you've done well to get to where you can. So just make sure you hold on to it, because you don't. The last thing you want is to sell your account and then someone comes in and completely ruins it, because then it sort of just kills the whole thing.
But then he's got his money though. So
you could say that, but then I don't know. To me, it was always like I could have sold Talk Seagulls ages ago if I wanted to, but
all right, mate.
It doesn't matter how much offer. It doesn't matter how much of an offer you get, you'd want to keep it for sentimental. But I'm just saying, if it was him,
if you're a parent and you sold your child, even though you wouldn't sell your child, and then the child ended up going really off the rails.
Hold on.
What websites are you looking at?
Let me finish.
That interview with Dillian White when he goes, "What a weird analogy." That's literally you.
Let me finish the analogy. So if you sold your baby, it's your baby, if you sell it and someone else ruins it and really it takes it in a whole different direction, it grows up to be something you had no idea it was going to be.
I mean, it's the weirdest analogy you ever could have gone with.
Yes.
The weirdest analogy you ever could have gone with. But yes.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Day.
Yeah, all right, Ben. Yeah. Anyway, swiftly moving on. No, that's sick, mate. That's fair play to you. The fact that you got a job out of it, that's the end goal, isn't it? To make money. Let's be real. Like the way I always see it, the fact that I get paid to watch football is nuts to me. Like I still sort of pinch myself sometimes. I get paid to make memes. I get paid to watch football and just chat shit on the internet, essentially. So
that's how you work for Oddsbubble, then, can't you?
Yeah.
I get paid to steal memes.
Do it for the money. Makes sense, mate. Makes sense.
Don't start that, mate, because Toby loves our content, mate. I see our content on his page all the time. So
I've seen mine on yours enough times as well. Don't you worry about that.
Wait, hold on, Toby. Wait, your original content? Are we talking original content or?
I don't know about that. Some of the time.
There we go.
Idea sharing.
Oh, right. I shut that one down quickly. Yeah. Well, chat to me when we do some originals. No, joking. No, but no, honestly, all joking aside, listen, we all got to show love to each other, because at the end of the day, you know, everyone's just trying to make it on the social media game. Like, I think we get to a point where people like start hating on each other, and I think that's not in any profession you're in. I just don't see the need for it. Like, you should always try and help each other out, and like, you know, and I think sometimes on social media. 100%. Yeah, I mean, we could give you a shout out if you wanted to. You know, if you play your cards right. I might give you a shout out. Yeah, keep plugging. But no, all joking aside, like, I think it's sick, and fair play to you for making it what it is, and I wish you all the luck with it as well, because you are smashing. And honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. I've had a few of my colleagues actually say like, "Oh, we should get in touch with him, because like try and get him on board." So I think it's testament to you that like big companies like that are sort of looking at your page and thinking, "Yeah, he's sick." So you must be doing something right. So fair play to you, lad.
Also, what did you study at uni, Toby? You say you went to uni.
Yeah, I did business and management down in Portsmouth. So this was the thing with me. Yeah, my whole thing was based around I want to go to uni. Well, I want to go to uni, but I want to be able to get back to the Albion, so I won't go too far. So I didn't actually miss a game in the time that I was at uni, which is probably the wrong. That's not what you should base your like uni choice on, but for me it worked out.
and that's a bit nuts as well. The fact that he did business and management, but then went into the football social media kind of game. What was it? Was that just sort of by chance, or was that? Do you design that?
No, just I didn't have any intention of setting up a page until final year, so it was kind of just give me a little project to do, a little personal project, see how big I can make it, and it kind of worked out. So can't really complain with it too much.
Kind of worked out.
Yeah, he's being modest. I love it. But no, amazing, honestly. And finally, thank you very much for coming on. You've been a great guest, and of course we'll try to get you on a bit more, mate. It'll be good to have you as the fourth wheel of Seagulls Social.
I'd love to.
We'll get you
when you upgrade your Wi-Fi, Toby, we'll get you back on.
Upgrade your Wi-Fi.
Sorry about that.
you make Ben's editing a nightmare. Yeah, mad. But no, honestly,
shout out the editor, Ben. Yeah, cheers, mate. He's got a cracking job on his hands.
He does do a very good job after these, to be fair to the lad. I mean, you've got to give credit where it's due, Ben. You smashed the editing, mate, and tonight's going to be a hard.
I love that, Ryan.
It's going to be a long one for you tonight.
And the final one.
It's going to be long all night.
Final one for you, Toby, actually. Final one, going back to the Albion. What have you... So, two parts to this question. First of all, what do you think of our season so far? And then the second part of the question is, where do you think we're going to finish, and how do you see the rest of the season going?
It's been a weird one this year. I've been really pleased with how we've played, and I think those people that were starting to get onto Potter is silly, because if you look, if you watch us enough, you know that we're not where we deserve to be. We're not where we deserve to be. I think it's been a bit of a false image, and I think that it's starting to hopefully come together, and goals around the corner. And once the goals start going in, I think we'll be more than happy with the way that the squad's heading and the direction of the club. In terms of where we'll finish, I think we'll be comfortable. I think by the end of March, we'll know if we're going to be in the relegation fight. But I've got all the faith in the Countryfile Guardiola that is Graham Potter to take us to the heights of we'll be fine. We'll be just fine.
That's amazing. I've not actually heard that one before.
I'm writing that one down.
Yeah. I don't know where you got that one from. You must have seen that one on Twitter or something.
Is that a bit of original content for you there?
Very good.
Odds Bible could never. Anything for a cheap shot, odds. That's me.
Yeah, love it. No, that's class. No, I mean, I echo what you said. Really, we definitely don't deserve to be where we are. But the fact, I think in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've shown how much we've turned it around, and I just see us going from strength to strength now. Now that we've got that stability, especially with Sanchez in goal, I think that's been the key to get him, or really playing well.
That ability to grind it out as well, just to show a bit of resilience about us now. Yeah, goals will come. They will come, because although we keep saying it, and it's going to, again, sound like a broken record, say it every week, but look, you can see the improvement slowly. We are getting there, and it's going to be a long process, but I don't think people, like they love to say, oh yeah, love the long-term vision of the club, but then they don't like to sit through the long-term vision of the club. Do you know what I mean? They just want it. They want it now.
Quickly, yeah.
Whereas you've got to realise it's going to take a lot of time, as there's a lot of things that come great, so you've got to wait. So yeah,
it's exactly like life, Ryan.
Boys. Sorry.
Exactly like life, mate. It's exactly like life.
Exactly,
mate. Good things come to those who wait. Put the work in. Not to those who wait. It's the ones who put the work in. And Potter's doing that work, mate. I love it.
Work smart, not hard.
But no. Yes, come on. Right, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having us. And of course, if you watch on YouTube, please do make sure you do like, comment, and of course subscribe. It does mean a lot to us. And keep streaming it on Spotify and Apple. Again, really, really helps. And we shall see you after the Leicester game.
If you've got this far, comment down on YouTube. Toby's Lewis Wi-Fi is abysmal. If you can spell it, abysmal.
Love to the Lewis Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Lewis. Just put Toby's Wi-Fi is horrendous. Yeah.
I'm off.
Peace.
Later.
In a bit.
Peace.